Okay, well, you know the drill, everybody. This is the Voodoo Garden, and you're welcome here whether you like it or not. Have a seat. I have some mail. Oh, what a shock. Ray has mail. But yes, I do have mail, and I'm going to do a drawing for you. Five more people are gonna be very happy at the end of this video. But before we get to that, I want to show you something, and it made me very excited, and that's why I decided to film today as opposed to tomorrow, because I want to show you something that really put a big old honkin' true to life smile on my face. And without going into detail, take a look at this. You really can't see much, but right here, right by the fork of the tree, let me use my special handy dandy magnifier. I want to show you what that looks like up close. Generally, cocoa flowers come in clusters, but since this is the first one, I think this is why it's only putting out one or two. But it's a beauty, isn't it? I love it. Hopefully I get a cocoa pot out of that. But I was excited to show you. When I saw that, the first thing I thought of, oh, I got to grab the camera and show you guys. And that is actually pretty cool. It is really pretty cool. Big old honkin' smile on my face. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to have to take a bow for that one. But even if it doesn't produce cocoa pods, at least it's a start, you know? And that's where it all begins. First flower may not work, but that means it can put out more flowers. And that means that I might have cocoa pods eventually. Wouldn't that be cool? Little cocoa pods. And if I do get cocoa pods, trust me, I'm going to be giving those seeds away. So stay tuned to the Voodoo Garden. Look at this. This is just as impressive. And this is the kickoff to the Voodoo Garden Christmas season. This is my Christmas cactus. Yes, it is. This is my Christmas cactus, and it's growing downstairs in a southern-facing window, but it has an overhang outside, and so it only gets some morning sun. It only gets morning sun, no afternoon or evening sun, and this thing is loaded with flowers. Zoom in over here and take a look at what this plant looks like up close. I got to show you this. Isn't that a beautiful contrast, you know, with the dark green leaves and the flowers? I know I've shown this more than once, but every time it flowers like this, it's so stunning, you just got to show somebody. And I wanted to show you because it's a beauty. And some of you are new viewers and you haven't seen this before. This is what's called a Christmas cactus. I don't know if it's a true cactus. I know it's a succulent, but I grew this from just about maybe 6 of these little sections right here. And in 5 years, I've gotten the stems so thick, they've turned woody. Yeah, they're like little tree trunks down there. And I don't do anything special. It's just regular potting mix, a little bit of light, and I allow the soil to dry out, really dry, and then I water it really well. Dry, water it well. That may be the secret. It allows the roots to breathe and also a reason to push down. Normally, if you water a plant too much, the roots don't have a reason to grow. And so they kind of stagnate and sometimes they'll die. This one, I alternate the watering. Wet, dry. And it seems to like it. Yeah, it's a beauty. And this thing flowers almost all year long. And sometimes it'll take like maybe a month or 2 off to recharge. And then I give it a boost of fertilizer and it's off and running again. I gave this one some, what was it? Bone meal and potash, I think. It's organic, and I thought, oh, what the heck? And I threw it in the water jug and mixed it all up. I didn't measure anything. I am so not scientific when it comes to this. You would not believe how little I do know about growing plants. I just experiment, you know, a pinch of this, a pinch of that. Does that work? Nope, that doesn't work. Try something else. I could spend my day reading up online, but you know what? I like to experiment. I've always had a little bit of mad scientist in me. So I threw in a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and apparently the pinch worked this time. I could have just as easily killed it, but I didn't. So this is a Christmas cactus. Also, take a look at this. This is my Zebrina banana, and I bought it from that place on eBay. I supplied a link in a previous episode, and I bought 2 banana plants. Oh, hey, hold on. Okay. Much better. I bought 2 banana plants, one Zebrina and one small other kind of dwarf, and the dwarf died. Yeah, it sucked. It just, I don't know, it didn't like it here. But this one put out a new leaf, and then it put out another new leaf and another new leaf. This is a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. Oh, you know what? You should be over here so that you can actually see the colors in this. And I think it'd be a lot more impressive than you being clear out there in the hall. Come on over here and check this out. Isn't it beautiful? I got this when I got the other tropical stuff from the seller on eBay, and it was just this little tiny cactus here, and no, I'm not going to touch it. I already have, and it was a really bad day. But it only came with this little cactus, and I put it in there, and I assumed it would take forever to start growing. This is a dragon fruit cactus, and even though it's a cactus, it puts out the most amazing fruit that is absolutely delicious, colorful, exotic, just tropical as heck, but it's growing on a cactus. Yeah, but it put out these little horn things all over the place, and it's putting out another one down there. Apparently, it did good, and I've been told that I'm not supposed to water them that much, but oops. I water it, I let it dry totally out, and then I water it good again, and it seems to be doing good. So whatever I'm doing, I'm apparently doing it right. This is something that a viewer sent me seeds for, and it's called, let me see if I can pronounce this, Sesbania grandiflora. And I don't know what this is, but I do know it's a beautiful plant. These are 2 plants in here, by the way. I planted a bunch of seeds and they had an extremely high germination rate. So I have twins growing in here. These are supposed to get really big, and from what I understand, the leaves are edible, the flowers are delicious, and the pods that they produce are edible and delicious. Everything is good about this plant. I looked it up online and it looks absolutely wonderful when it grows up. So I wanted to show you this because it's doing extremely well. It's putting out all kinds of new growth, and as time goes on, you'll see these in the Voodoo garden getting bigger and bigger, and I want to show you right now so you have a good shot of these when they're babies, because eventually they're not going to be babies. They're going to be huge and out of control like the cocoa tree. Oh, by the way, I've almost forgot. We got to do a drawing. I was about ready to say have a nice day, but you know me. Oh, that was overly dramatic. Okay, sorry. Get out of there. Okay, they're all out. Let's mix them up. My pile just keeps getting bigger. Talk about somebody who wants to be noticed. I guess I'll just throw it in there like that. It's kind of hard to not, you know, see the elephant in the room there. I mean, come on, look at the size of that thing. But what can you do? Oops, you guys get back here. Get back here. Holy crap. Okay. Everybody gets a fair chance. You know, I actually should have a fishing pole with a piece of gum on it, and that way I can just, like, you know, pick something up like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is bring all these in. All right. All right. And let's see, how am I going to do this fair? Because I got a big old honking envelope there. Oh, who cares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I reached way back there this time. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I love drawings. I really do need one of those drums and go like that, don't I? Okay, Ray, put your eyes on. Let's get this done. Who's the first one? Provenzo from Phoenix, Arizona. Congratulations, Provenzo. Next winner, you guys move over there. Chad from Emporia, Kansas. Congratulations, Chad. Oops. Chad and Chad. I'm sorry, Chad. Once you win, you're no longer eligible. Chad won 3 times, but you can only win once on this contest. Oh. Chad won 4 times. Chad sent in 10 entries, and he asked me in an email, he said, Ray, can I send in multiple entries? I said, yeah, you can send in as many as you want, but you can only win once. And but it does increase your chances of winning. So what does he do? He sends in 10, and you saw me draw these. I drew 1, 2, 3, 4 of his. Okay, well, Chad, you won. You won big time. Okay, but anyway, so I only got 2 there. I got to pick 3 more. Let's do it again, okay? Ray, spin around. Are you Chad? Oh my God, Chad, really? Seriously? Okay, who's the next one? Well, that ain't Chad. All right, next one is Jeffrey from Ferguson, Missouri. Congratulations, Jeffrey. You are the 3rd winner. Misty from Peoria, Arizona. Yeah, Misty. That's 4. Oh, God, I'm going to throw my arm out. Hey, that'll make great ratings, huh? Okay, somebody from Fritch, Texas. There is no name. To the Voodoo Garden Drawing. Whoever you are, congratulations. Now I can turn around. Ray, turn around. You guys. You wait right there. Hey, stop that. Oh, you can grow a little if you want. Okay, hi. I'm not low blood sugar today. I ate lunch. Actually, you know what? I had a really cool lunch. Just a couple days ago, I put it on my Facebook. I made homemade sour cream. Why am I yelling? I got my microphone right here. I made homemade sour cream bread. I never heard of such a thing, but I had a thing of sour cream that I wanted to get rid of and I didn't want to throw it away. I hate wasting stuff. So I looked online and lo and behold, I love the internet. I found a recipe for sour cream bread. So I went crazy and I made bread and it turned out perfect. Who knew? So I had homemade sour cream bread, and so for lunch today I took a big old chunk off the end of it and I made apple butter from the apples on my tree in the back. So I had a big old slice of homemade bread with apple butter. It was absolutely delicious. And not much of a lunch, but it sure was good. And I talked to an old friend online today, which was pretty fun too. We had a good talk. Oh, okay, back to our episode. I'm just going on and on. Hi, Ray. I'm wondering if it's okay to add raw eggshells to my compost. A friend told me I should cook them first to avoid salmonella. And this is from Misty. Ah, good one, Misty. That's actually very good. As far as eggshells go, it's probably a good idea. This is my opinion. This is not scientific fact, because if it's scientific fact, it's not on my channel. Just my personal opinion and my experiences. You might want to like boil the eggshells in a little bit of water, or put them in a little cup of water or something and microwave them in the microwave, or bake them in the oven, however you want to do it. Cook the shells. And that way you make sure that you get the temperature high, you kill all the salmonella, break them up and throw them in your compost and you'll be perfectly fine. Or what I've done is I break them up and I throw them in compost, and then I pile up the compost and it cooks. And the compost gets up to 145 degrees. And as far as I know, don't quote me on this, as far as I know, you're safe. And I've never had a problem. I've been composting this way since, longer than I want to admit. Many decades, and I've never had a problem. But to be safe, we don't want to take any chances. To be safe, go ahead and cook the eggshells, break them up, throw them in there, problem solved. Oh, by the way, didn't you want a prize? I don't think you mentioned anything. Aw. Oh, coir. Okay, I didn't see that. It looked like a fun design. Coir to you, Misty. You have... Okay. Thank you, Misty. And that's a very good question, and I hope that helps some of you. Cook your eggshells. 1 brick of coir. Coming at you, Misty. Who's next? The No Name from Fritch, Texas. Hey, No Name. Congratulations. You are a winner. Look at me opening with my hands instead of a letter opener because I forgot to get it today. What can you do? This is from Melinda. Hi, Melinda. What is your question or comment or what? Oh, wow. This is cool. This is probably the only entry I'm going to get that was typed on an actual typewriter. Yeah, some of you young people may not know what a typewriter is. Think of it as a computer without a monitor. Back in ye olden days, people like me actually used a typewriter. You put the paper in, you type, and if you make mistakes, like she obviously did, when you hold it up to the light, you can see all the white out. Yeah, you had to correct those. There was no backspacing. No, we didn't backspace back then. But anyway, I think this is pretty cool. But Melinda, her tip is to mulch. If you're in a windy area, a hot area, dry area, mulch. And she uses wood chips, and that's pretty good too. You can use all different kinds of things to mulch with. You can use coir, you can use straw, you can use mowed grass clippings. Those make a wonderful mulch, but she uses wood chips because she gets them free at the city chipping area, whatever it's called, the chipper. But she gets them free and she mulches with those. And that's pretty good because it will keep in the moisture and it will save you a lot of time from having to water your plants. Trust me, if you don't mulch, you're out there like me, like this crazy old man with a hose all day long watering your plants. Not fun. I like watering my plants, but trust me, I don't like standing out there with the hose all day long. I got better things to do. Who am I fooling? I have nothing better to do. But you know, I might want to play a video game or bake some bread or make some apple butter. You never know. You don't know. You don't know. Oh, by the way, what does Melinda want for a prize? Melinda, what would you like? Melinda didn't say what Melinda would like. So, Melinda, you're going to get a brick of coir, whether you like it or not. How do you like those apples? 1 brick of coir coming to you, Melinda. Thank you so much for your gardening tip. Who's next? Boy, I'm just flying through these. Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. Congratulations. You are a winner on the Voodoo Garden 52 drawings in less than 52 weeks. I just love the sound of that. Oh, another letter. Whoops. Okay. What do you have to say? Ah, this is pretty cool. Jeff has a couple tips that I think are extremely useful. Extremely useful. Thank you, Jeff. First one, he composts in a wash tub and he pokes holes in the bottom of it, and he composts small amounts. But what he does is he puts that over a bucket, and that way when too much moisture gets in the compost, or you know, like when you wet it and it drips out the bottom, instead of it going to waste all over the ground, it goes into the bucket, and he has automatic steeped tea, and he uses that on his plants. Pretty smart. Pretty darn smart. I swear, just when I think I've heard it all, you guys come up with something new, and I think that is an amazing tip to help people that don't want to waste anything, you know, because not all of us have unlimited compost that we can just throw away. Good deal, because the liquid from that compost tea, wonderful stuff. Almost better than the compost itself as far as I'm concerned. Very good tip. Second one is he takes, oh, this is really neat, really neat. For those of you who have like air conditioners or swamp coolers. You know what swamp coolers are if you live in the southwest of the United States. But anyway, they have little hoses at the bottom where the condensation will drip down, and it usually just goes out onto your ground. What he does is he puts a bucket underneath there and he catches the water. He uses that to water his plants. That way you don't have to use chlorinated water. You're recycling water, and this comes right out of the air, so it's absolutely pure. Wonderful stuff. Well, unless you live in downtown Los Angeles. But that's actually a neat way to bring water directly out of the air that would have just gone out into the ground underneath your air conditioner or up to your foundation, and use it for your garden. Pretty smart, pretty smart, I'll be darned. And Jeff chooses Coco Peat Coir for his prize. You have 1 brick coming at you, Jeff. Thank you for the really cool hints. That is really neat. Okay, on to Chad. Chad, Mr. I win all the time. By the way, Chad has a startup channel called Raised Bed Guy, R-A-I-S-E-D-B-E-D-G-U-I, Raised Bed Guy. He's starting up a channel. He's a young gardener, and you might want to check out his channel. You never know, he might be the next big thing, and you'll be like, oh man, I heard about him on the Praxis channel. Ooh, actually this is a Voodoo Garden channel, never mind. Okay, he starts it, untitled. I would like to have a brick of coir. And oh, he would also like a shout out. I must have read his mind. Yes. Okay, 1 shout out going for Chad. I will shamelessly shout out your channel, Chad. Chad is a friend of mine on Facebook, and he has the most adorable little dog. And you got to admit, the dog is absolutely adorable. And he does a channel called Raised Bed Guy, and he just got started out because a lot of young gardeners, they watch my channel and they want to start out, and I give them as much of a boost as I can. I've done this throughout the years to try and get them going. And Chad really paid close attention, and he made a few mistakes getting going, but he took direction extremely well. He asked me for advice, he took the advice, and he's doing okay. He's doing okay for a young gardener, and he learns really fast. And that's pretty cool. If you want to encourage a young gardener, check out his YouTube channel. I'll put his name up here, and I'll put a link below. So go over there, offer him some encouragement if you can, okay? He is more than willing to listen to us older gardeners and take our advice and incorporate it into his garden. And if you want to help a young kid get started, and you want to give them the benefit of what you've learned through trial and error like me, give him some tips, okay? He would definitely appreciate it. And he's pretty fun. He's pretty fun. He has a great sense of humor. He does a good channel, and I think it's only going to get better as time goes along. What the heck is this? Oh, but okay. Tanya's question is Coco coir by itself a suitable medium for starting seeds, or would I need to add something else to it? Thanks in advance for your answer. Okay, great question, Tanya. I appreciate that. Coco peat. Coco peat is nothing more than the shavings off of the outside of a piece of coconut. And it is not complete by any means. All it is a filler. And it's the most wonderful filler I've ever seen in my life. Vermiculite is great. Coco peat is great as well. You mix those two together, you got the perfect seed starter and the perfect thing to add to potting soil, not in replace of potting soil, but to potting soil to lighten it up. So that means that you can get a more generic brand of potting mix, add this to it, and you got great soil. This is what I use in here, by the way. I use generic potting soil, and I use a little bit of vermiculite, but I use coco peat. Half coco peat, half potting mix, feed it an organic fertilizer, and that's the magic that is the Voodoo garden. So it's definitely a good thing, but all by itself, no, I don't recommend it. Great for starting seeds, not good for growing plants just in that unless you're going to feed them all the time. So I think that pretty much answers your question. Thank you everybody for entering the Voodoo Garden contest. I really do appreciate it. And next week, you know the drill. I'm going to show you something entertaining, amazing, and fun in the Voodoo Garden. And I'm going to make 5 more people deliriously happy. Okay, I got to get going. I got to edit this, get it uploaded so that you all can find out if you want or not. Thank you so much for joining me in the Voodoo Garden. I really do appreciate it. My name is Ray, and I'm out of here. Bye, everybody.